Welcome everyone. Today this is the sixth lecture in the series of feedback amplifiers, and we are going to discuss about the RIF, ROF, and ROF dash calculation with respect to the configuration of current shunt feedback amplifier. We have already discussed the other three configurations, that is the voltage series, current series, and voltage shunt. And today we are going to discuss that what is the RIF ROF calculation with respect to this particular configuration, and how all the configurations gives us the different results, and how we can relate them and remember them with respect to the analysis. So today at the end of the lecture we will discuss about how we can correlate the different configurations. I mean, when I'm telling the correlation, I just want to let you know that by simply knowing what we are sampling and what we are mixing, we can easily remember that whether the input resistance is going to be increased or output resistance is going to be increased or they are going to be decreased. So today we will discuss that aspect also. So let's begin the outline of the today's lecture. We are going to discuss about current shunt configuration. As I already told you, the outlines will remain same. RIF, ROF, and ROF dash calculations. We'll discuss about the outcomes as I told you earlier. So starting with the discussion, as you can see here in this particular slide, that current shunt configuration, I have told you many a times earlier also that whenever any configuration is given to you, just divide it into two parts and understand. And first term is giving me the value of the sampling which is done at the output side as written over here, and second term which is giving me the value of the mixing which has to be done at the input side. So here we are sampling the current. So when sampling of the current is done, how it is done? It is done in the series circuit, as here we have already shown in the diagram. And when we are going to mix it in the shunt form, we are mixing the feedback current with the source current. So two things are clear, and we have already discussed this particular logic and this particular principles many a times earlier. So if you have any doubt, go through lecture number 1, lecture number 2, and other three configurations as well to correlate with the things. Again, Ri is less than Rs and Ro is greater than RL. So which configuration does it give to me? It gives to me the configuration of current amplifier, and current amplifier again is defined as IO upon II. And also you can see that we are sampling the current and we are mixing the current with the current source. So current upon current, IO upon II, is ultimately nothing but the current amplifier. One thing is also needs to be remembered, that this basic current amplifier does not contain any feedback inside it. So all the feedback circuit which is drawn, it's outside the circuitry. So this is the basic amplifier which has the basic characteristics that is written over here. Okay, and these are the elements, that is the sampling network and mixing network and the feedback network come. So if we study all together, that makes the feedback network, that makes the feedback amplifier actually. So input impedance with feedback, RIF, VI upon IS. Again KCL we are going to apply because this is a KCL circuit, I mean Norton circuit, so KCL will be preferred over the KVL. So we have already done these calculations previously as well. So IS is going to be the combination of II and IF, as you can see from the circuit also. And now IF is beta into I naught. Why it is beta into I naught? Because we are sampling the current, and that has to be fed back in the form of the current as well. So IF is also a current value, and I naught is definitely a current because we are sampling the current. So we have just replaced this value here and we are getting the equation number 2. Let's move ahead. And where we can get the value of I naught? From the output circuitry. So from the output circuit we have calculated the value of I naught. We know the current division rule. The current division rule says that whatever the source value is, that has to be multiplied with the opposite resistance, that What is the opposite resistance here? Here the IO is flowing across RL, so obviously the opposite resistance is RO, and RO needs to be multiplied here as we have done, and RO upon RL. Then we are going with the further manipulation in the equation, IO upon II. Then it is the, again we have done previously 3 times, it is that some constant value we intentionally put here because we are going to replace the value of I naught there in the equation number 2 in terms of this particular constants. So I naught gives me AI dash into II, and this AI dash into II here we have in equation number 2 we have put it over here. So this gives me II common in this equation, and when II is common we can put it outside the bracket, and from equation number 1 as we have written that RIF is nothing but VI upon IS. So here this is the IS, so IS is replaced in equation number 1. And what does it mean? It means that now we can calculate the value of RIF by putting the value of VI in this equation. So we have put it down, and like II into RI gives me the value of VI, and when we cancel out II I will get this value. So equation number 3 gives me the important relation that RIF decreases by which quantity? By quantity D. And what is D? D is the D sensitivity factor, as we have discussed earlier in three configurations as well. So when we connect the current shunt configuration, that is the basic current amplifier, then the RIF is going to be decreased, and we can write it as RI upon D. Okay. So moving ahead, output impedance with feedback, we have again open circuited the source element here. Why we have done it I have already explained in the previous lectures, so I am not going into the detail of that. And now we are going to calculate the ROF. ROF can be calculated as output voltage upon output current. Again we have taken the 2 different currents following the convention of the 2-port network, and I naught is flowing here, so I naught dash can flow here. So I have applied the KCL again, because again it is the current circuit. So I naught dash can be written as V naught upon R naught. V naught is the voltage which is here, so V naught upon R naught minus AI into II, because it is approaching towards the node. So again this is the thing, that is II. Where this II comes from? This II comes from the input circuitry. And what combination right now we are having? That II plus IF equals to 0, because there is no source. So ultimately II plus IF equals to 0, so we can write II as minus IF or IF as minus II. So here we want to replace the value of II, so I have written II as minus IF and put it here. So this gives me the equation number 2. So equation number 2, the unknown term is IF. So we can replace this IF with the value of beta into I naught, because we are what is beta? Beta is the feedback factor, I naught is the output current, and IF is the feedback current. So feedback current can be replaced in terms of the output current because we are sampling the current. So beta I naught, or it can be written as minus beta into I naught dash, because I naught and I naught dash are in the opposite direction. So it has been replaced in the value of I naught dash. We have taken the I naught dash because here in the left hand side we have the I naught dash. If we have written in the form of I naught, I would have taken the value of I naught. So I know I naught dash, the terms we can transfer the here, and we can give the calculate the value of the ROF. So here I naught dash is common, so I naught dash can be transferred over here, and we can calculate the value of ROF as RO into 1 plus AI into beta. So ultimately ROF equals to RO into D. And what is D? D is the D sensitivity factor. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is output impedance of amplifier increases when it is connected in the current shunt configuration. So in the current amplifier, the output resistance is going to be increased when it is connected in a feedback. So ROF is greater than RO by this quantity, by D. Again, the same calculation of ROF dash is written over here. ROF dash can be calculated as ROF parallel with RO. So we have just put it down the value of ROF in parallel with RL, and you can calculate the values. This is like we have done in the previous 3 cases as well. Always remember, if you have as I already told you in the previous lecture as well, if you have any doubt regarding these calculations and why and how we have done it, go through the value of RL and go through the value of AI dash. You can backtrack the calculations and get the values. So this is the simple mathematical calculation you need to execute. This is the important slide because it summarizes all the discussions we have done in case of the voltage series, current series, voltage shunt and current shunt configuration. So last 4 lectures, 3, 4, 5 and today's lecture number 6. So in these 4 lectures we have discussed in detail that how we can calculate the value of input and output impedances, what is the sampling value, what is the feedback value, and here if I talk about this particular current shunt configuration, so here the sample signal is current because we are sampling the current, and since we are mixing it in the shunt form, the feedback signal is also in the form of the current. So current upon current gives me the value of the current amplifier, and as we have seen today that RIF is going to be decreased if I put it in the current shunt configuration, and the value of ROF is going to be increased. So here this is the important table which gives me that impedance value RIF in case of voltage series configuration increased, in case of current series configuration increased, in case of voltage shunt configuration decreased, in case of current shunt configuration decreased. And when I talk about ROF, it has increased in case of voltage series configuration. In case of current series configuration, it got increased, it got decreased in voltage shunt, and again it got increased in the current shunt configuration. So this is sometimes becomes quite confusing that how to remember this. So if you closely look at this table, then you can easily determine and extract that if I am going to apply the sampling of voltages, here I am sampling the voltage, and here I am sampling the voltage. Look at this particular tables, sampling the voltage here and sampling the voltage here. So when I am sampling the voltage, you can see this is RO upon D and this is RO upon D. So when you sample the voltage, the output impedance with feedback decreases, and when you sample the current, the output impedance is going to be increased, current series and current shunt. So when we sample the current, the output impedance is increased, and we sample the voltage, the output impedance is decreased. Similarly, talking about the input impedance, these are the two is series mixing and these are the two shunt mixing, and you can see when we mix the feedback element, whether it is in the form of the current or whether it is in form of the voltage, that does not matter. So Ri is going to be increased. So when we do the series mixing, Ri is definitely going to be increased, and if you apply the shunt mixing, Ri is definitely going to be decreased. So is that clear? So shunt mixing gives me the lesser value of Ri, series mixing gives me the higher value of Ri. Similarly, if I talk about the ROF or RO in case of the feedback, so if I sample the voltage, I will get the lesser value of ROF, and if I sample the current, I will get the more value of the ROF. So likewise, you can remember in any of the subject, particularly in this analog electronics subject, there are so many things to remember, there are so many formulas to remember. So always rationalize this, always have the type of tactics to remember that, and if you just break it down and remember it in the more technical form, that will be beneficial for you. So again, the questions which can be arise from this particular lecture, that can be again the current shunt configuration, discuss about the current shunt configuration and the details, and they can also ask, as I already told you, this is the basic property that the lowest value of Ri it has the current amplifier, and highest value of RO it has the current amplifier. So they can ask you, they derive the equations of RIF, ROF and ROF dash, who has the lowest value of Ri and highest value of RO. So this is all about the discussion on the configurations, and we have summarized it as well, that how we can correlate the Ri and RO calculations. I am whenever I use Ri and RO terms, it is definitely with respect to the feedback. So in other lecture and in the upcoming lecture, we will discuss about the advantages of negative feedback amplifier in detail, and we will see that how the negative feedback amplifier gives us the advantages of noise reduction, the linearity in the operation, the stability in the gain, as we have discussed in brief in the first lecture. So we will be discussing in detail in the upcoming lecture. That is lecture number 7. So stay tuned for the more updates. Thanks for watching.